Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, but if you're new, I'm Lex, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow me on Instagram, and give this video a thumbs up. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review on the Canon G7X Mark II. So I had this camera for about a month and some change now, and I said in my last video when I did an unboxing of this camera that I would be back to give my final thoughts on the camera. So if you're interested in seeing me unbox this camera, make sure you go ahead and check that video out. The link to that video will be in the description box. So I feel like a month is more than enough time to get a good sense of how you like a product. So this is going to be my final thoughts. I'm not going to be doing a part 2 to this. My camera review videos actually do pretty good, so that's actually shocking for me because I'm not really a techie person, but I had a camera before this and both of the reviews are doing good to this day. So what you see me filming on right now is the Canon G7X Mark II, but I'm going to do a comparison to what I was shooting on before, which is my phone. I don't have my other camera. I had a entry-level DSLR camera, which was the Canon EOS Rebel T6, and if you want to know all about that camera and should you buy it for YouTube and is it a good entry-level camera for YouTube, then make sure you check both of those videos out. And if you want to see the unboxing, I'll leave that link to that video as well in the description box. So make sure you just check the description box for every single video that was mentioned in this video. I usually start with the cons first just to get them out the way, but I want to switch it around this time. I'm going to start with the pros because it's a whole bunch of them. So the first pro about this camera, other than the quality, we're going to get right into that, is that the camera is super lightweight. I was actually so relieved to get a lightweight camera because my last camera, the EOS Rebel T6, is the bulkiest camera I ever owned in my life. I had about 3 professional cameras and that was absolutely the heaviest camera I ever had in my life. It was definitely not for YouTube, but I didn't do my research before I went camera shopping. I just got the first camera that I seen in the store. I actually wanted this Canon G7X Mark II, but they didn't have it. I didn't know why I didn't wait to just order it. Actually, I do know why. I'm very impatient and I wanted the camera that day and I wanted to unbox it on YouTube that day. But I had the money and I should have just ordered it that day and then just waited a couple days for it to get to me. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason because it was a significant price drop when I got this camera versus the price it was if I would have got it last year. So it's compact. I can put it in my pocket. I can take it on the go versus my Canon EOS Rebel T6. I could not take that anywhere with me. I never took it outside the house to do vlogs or anything. And when I went on vacation last year, I went on my first cruise. I took that camera with me and it was so bulky. I wanted to vlog, but I couldn't because it was so heavy and I couldn't even imagine trying to put it on a tripod to hold it up and try to record. It was a mess and it was just too much. The second thing that I really love about this camera is the flip out screen. It's so refreshing because I really wanted a camera with a flip out screen because I like to be able to see what I'm recording because I'm filming the video myself, and it's such a hassle with not being able to see yourself. Now granted, if you don't have a flip out screen and you have a Canon camera, like a Canon EOS camera, then you can always download the Canon EOS utility and that will turn your monitor or your TV into a live monitor so you can see as you're filming. So that's what I had on my laptop when I had the EOS Rebel T6. I was using my MacBook as my live monitor and you know, it wasn't that bad, but in a sense it was because for one, EOS utility was taking up too much space on my laptop and I really didn't have nowhere to put my laptop. Sometimes I would keep it on my lap while I was filming or I would keep it on the floor. I wear glasses, so it was already hard for me to see. It was already hard for me to see the actual screen even though it was close to me. Like even being on my lap, I really couldn't see it. That's how much I really can't see. So I would have to put my glasses on, keep stopping the video because I didn't want it to record that long. I recorded in like 8-minute intervals, even though it can record in like 30-minute intervals. I don't never record anything in 30-minute intervals because it'll be too long to upload on my computer and too long to edit those clips out in either Final Cut Pro or iMovie. So it was just too much. But the downside with a flip out screen is that you get too distracted sometimes and you look up. Like sometimes I catch myself looking up at the screen like I'm doing right now instead of looking straight ahead at the lens. but it's just good to have because I can just look up if I feel like, oh, I might not be focused enough. But this camera autofocus is so quick, I don't really ever have to worry about that. The next thing I love is the audio and the actual camera quality. So let's talk both of them. The audio alone sounds so much better than the Canon EOS Rebel T6, and it sounds better than my iPhone. Now, I hear a lot of people do reviews on this camera and say that the audio is not that good. For me, it is, because I don't use this camera a lot for vlogging, even though it's a vlogging camera. I use this camera a lot for sit-down videos, and for that, it's pretty much good because I'm not outside where it's windy. And a lot of people talk about how, you know, this camera does pick up like wind, but you could just get a little muffler for that. I'll get all into that when I talk about the cons. But for in the house, it's really good. It's really good to the point where I can hear like people in my house all the way down the hall. When I go edit the video, I'm like, this built-in microphone picked up the sound all the way down the hallway. That let me know that the audio is good enough for me. And let's talk image quality. I mean, come on, this is a very crispy. The background is blurry. I love that. I think it's like you set the aperture to a certain point to get it like blurry in the back. Like I got it set on, I think on 1, the little knob. I think that's the aperture. I'm still getting into the tech world, so if that's not right, I'm gonna feel so dumb. I'm not gonna feel dumb. I'm learning. What I really love is the autofocus on this camera. It is so serious. Like I can move like this and the autofocus won't mess up. It catches it so quick. I can move forward, look at that, backwards, side, and I'm not blurry. Y'all see how quick it picks it up? And if y'all still don't believe me, I'm gonna get out of frame completely and come back. Look how fast it catches my face. And I'm going to use this box to show y'all, like I can move it back here, up here, back here, the actual camera box. And it catches it so quick. Like, I really love that because I came from a camera where the autofocus was trash. And I don't mean to really get on the Canon EOS Rebel T6 that bad because it was like my first official YouTube camera. But I did not do my research on that camera, and the autofocus was horrible. It took forever to autofocus. That huge lens, believe it or not, was not good for autofocusing, and when it did autofocus, you can hear the actual lens turning in the video, and it is so irritating because you're not supposed to hear that. I heard some people say they can hear the lens autofocusing on this camera. I don't know why that camera does that, but my camera does not make that noise when it needs to adjust the autofocusing at all, because you see me moving so much and it's catching my face. It's a square on the screen and it follows my face. And if you really want to be precise, it's touch screen, which I'm getting there. You can just touch it and you can just auto adjust it like that if you want to. So I might be wrong with their settings or something. I never heard this camera lens autofocusing in a video ever, and I really love the touchscreen feature. I be forgetting this touchscreen sometimes because I never had a touchscreen camera. So like I just stated, you can touch the screen if it's not focused on the product that you're trying to focus it on, or even yourself. That was pretty much all the pros. I wrote all of them down, and let's get into the cons. Okay, this camera is on the expensive side. Granted, I bought this camera on sale. On sale, it was exactly $527. I only know that price off the top of my head because they charged my card 3 times. Yeah. $527 is not even really expensive considering how expensive cameras can be. Another con is that it can break easily, but that's like if you don't take care of it. But it's really small and it's kind of slippery at the same time. So I had dropped this camera on this chair. I don't think I dropped it on the actual ground. I've heard people say they dropped it on the ground and it broke. So with something like that, I got a 3-year, I think it's a 3-year, what is it? 3-year protection plan or something. So if this break, Walmart, my camera broke, I'm gonna need y'all to send me another one. So another con, this is a big one. This could be like a make or break for you if you're thinking about a camera that lasts long. This battery life does not last long. And the last thing, it's not that I don't like, but it's a con, is that you cannot change the lens. You are literally stuck with the lens that comes on the camera. You cannot switch it out. But I really like the lens, and if we're being completely honest, this video is pretty much for vlogging. It's not more so for like sit down videos like I'm doing, but the quality looks good. And for $527, this camera will be for anything that I want it to be for. And that is literally all the cons. I cannot think of anything else bad about this camera. Those cons were not enough bad things to make me be like, oh, I don't want this camera, because I really did my research before I decided to buy another camera. Now, this was one of my dream cameras, but this is not where I'm stopping it with. So my dream camera, and then I'm probably gonna stop there, like real talk. I'm not gonna keep buying a whole bunch of cameras. I'm like, I might, I don't know. I even want the Canon EOS 70, 80, or 90D, but they are so expensive. I'm gonna be saving up a while before I get one of these cameras. But I'm so impressed with this camera. I don't really have any complaints about it. I know y'all just heard me name all them cons. I'm super happy with this camera. It was worth every penny. If you guys have any questions, make sure y'all leave them in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.